Hi, I'm Tom Landon from Blue Ridge PBS and Echo, and I want to welcome you to a very special program produced by our own Sadie Hartzog. It's the second in our occasional series called Field Notes, which captures live performances shot on location. In 2016, Roanoke Lee Hunsaker had a vision of a curated live storytelling event for Southwest Virginia. A writer who comes from a long line of storytellers, Lee started by hosting a series of small events, and the word grew. Called Hoot and Holler, the stories usually follow a theme, which can be anything from tales about first dates, frenemies, salvation, or even a life in drag. The program you're about to see was recorded at the historic Grandin Theater in November of 2021, and the theme for the night was Serendipity. It features tales of loss, love, and travel. Warning, these stories are told by grown-ups for an audience of grown-ups and may feature adult situations, so we've tried to take care to bleep any words that you might find offensive. But parents may want to watch the stories first and decide if they're appropriate for children. Finally, the views expressed in these stories are those of the storytellers alone and may not reflect the opinions or attitudes of Blue Ridge PBS or Echo TV.
She is a hip-shaking earth mom with a penchant for good wine, an occasional F-bomb, and howling at the moon.
Oh, yeah.
She is the proprietress of Soul Body Connect. Her passion on this planet is helping humans get out of their heads and find that sacred place where body meets soul and their cosmic groove is once again restored. And she is a master. Please put your hands together for Lindsay McKinnon.
I introduced myself to Nancy as I took a seat next to her in that very crowded elbow-to-elbow restaurant in New York City. It was 2012, and I was in the city for a series of women's empowerment workshops. Yes. So, you have children, she asked. Yes, I have 2 boys. She looked all of a sudden confused as though I was wrong and leaned in a little closer. Wait, not 3 children? Oh no, only 2 children has come through this. And I am done. That is enough for me, no more. And suddenly she looked shocked and stunned and withdrew from the conversation. So I just started another conversation with another friend at the table in New York City. And then she interrupted me. I am so sorry, but I have to tell you this. I am a medium, and I work with the energetic vibration of babies before they are born into this world and after they pass. And I need to let you know that there is a 3rd child that would very much like to be a part of your family and come through you. Now, I was the one confused. You do not have to say yes. It is totally up to you, but just know that this child is going to be embodied in this earth, whether it comes from you or through another woman. But she has chosen you. If you were to say yes. So now I was stunned, and I was also certain that I was done. 2 was enough for me. Even though Patrick and Logan had always asked for a baby sister, their answer, my response, was always the same. Oh, no way, Jose. I like our family just the way it is. And besides, you can't special order babies like you special order French fries. You can't supersize it, As for ketchup, no ketchup, that's not how it works. But I love you. Kiss, kiss. So, 4 years later, in 2016, when my house burned down and my 2 beautiful boys died, I walked this earth numb as a childless mother, having no idea what to do other than just take one more breath. I survived a life-altering, epic trauma, and I knew in the depths of my being and my bones that my boys would want me to live, and not only just get by taking one breath or one step, but to fully live the fullest potential that I could possibly conceive or dream. I knew that. And then one day, I remembered Nancy in that New York City restaurant, and I hunted her down in her California apartments. What were the first words that came out of my mouth when she answered her phone? I know, Lindsay, I have been expecting your phone call for a long, long time. You have been through so much. Her voice was genuine, and it felt like a healing balm. I asked, "What is it that you do again?" And in that conversation that lasted hours, I learned that my boys, Patrick and Logan, did not feel any physical pain in their passing, and that there was still a third vibration in the form of a baby that would just love to come through. I didn't know what any of this meant. I was in deep, deep grief. This baby had been hanging around me all this time, wanting to be born if I were to say yes. It felt too big to share with my then husband, so I kept it a secret for a while. You see, when you're grieving the loss of your children, with whom you've wrapped your entire identity around, your entire life around, your entire future around, it is not the time to start thinking or talking about having a third. It feels dishonorable. But it hung around in the air. It anchored into my heart, and it carved the capacity in my soul for possibilities, for this and. Okay. Now, let's all just take a deep breath, because I know that I'm giving you a lot. This is a lot to digest, so go ahead and let it out. Okay, we're breathing? We're breathing again. Okay, thank you. I'll continue with my story. I began to feel that biological time clock ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. I was already in my 40s and not getting any younger, and I know how these things can shake down. So I finally gained the courage to mention it to my husband. I asked him to consider having a third child, and that I would not even bring it up in a conversation again for at least another year. I'm so sorry. It just still felt unfair. Meanwhile, we traveled internationally. We had amazing otherworldly experiences all over the world, experiences that were fun and playful and mysterious. Gratitude came back into our lives in a way that I had never known gratitude before. We bought a house in Costa Rica. We dove deep into our healing process. Nothing about it was easy. And thank God for community, and thank God for friends. So, you can imagine my shock when in August of 2017, I found out that I was pregnant. It was a total surprise, and I couldn't even share the news with my then husband for 3 days. Trinity Acadia McKinnon was born in our brand new home. Everybody loves that picture. In a warm pool of water in our dining room that had been designed for the birth of a goddess. I labored for all of 1 hour and 17 minutes. Those contractions brought me to my knees, and she still brings me to my knees. Floating in the water, I navigated those birth positions, and I commanded my breath. Easy, baby. Easy, go easy on your mama. The deeper the breath, the deeper the contraction, and out she came into my own hands, onto my chest, feeling her breath on my neck. It was the most magical moment, and unlike the home birth of her 2 older brothers, Patrick and Logan, I did not bleed, which meant that I did not have to get out of that tub as quickly, and we allowed her to just unfold naturally. We gazed into each other's eyes. We whispered and spoke to her with the most tender voices, and tears falling into those sacred waters. Oh my God. Patrick and Logan got their wish. A baby sister, red hair, freckles, special ordered from beyond, minus the French fries, but a supersized wish indeed. Now, let me tell you, life as a single working mom in COVID has not been easy. But one thing I do know is how to navigate the hard while embracing the magical, serendipitous moments. And if you're paying attention, they happen all the time. All the time. If you're willing to play with the universe and flirt with the universe. It's so fun. Sometimes they come while rolling down a sunny hillside with Trinity, or stealing kisses from one another first thing when she wakes up in the morning. Or, this happened just the other day, shifting an epic 3-year-old temper tantrum in the middle of the kitchen to an epic dance break to that goddamn Frozen song, Let It Go. If I could bottle these moments, I have learned that serendipity comes naturally from being in the moment and following the joy, not the agenda, the joy that's actually happening. Allowing it to unfold and woo and wow you. She climbs my body like a human playground. And I love it, just like her brothers did. Trinity is my serendipity, or at least she is an amplifier through which serendipity comes. And yes, she is here for a reason. I am so deeply honored that we all get to discover and watch it unfold. I am so grateful that she chose us, which means that she also chose you. And I chose to say yes to being a mother again in this crazy good and very strange world. It is the hardest, and I celebrate that every day.